control initialized.
Alright, so battle control is initialized. We're going live in Command & Conquer Red Alert and OpenRA. We have two teams for this particular match, 2v2. Just waiting on stuff to get going. Up in the northwest corner, we've got Scott, for Team Scott, the team captain. And all the way down in the southeast, we have Laventry Pelich playing allies. And tonight, I've got a co-caster named Unit 158. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the teams on the east side?
Okay, so east side we've got Dawn B and SmileX. I've seen Dawn play a little bit. These are for Team Nukem, and I've only seen SmileX play in Dabir and Dawn, so I'm not sure how he's going to handle this whole alert experience.
Well, at the moment, go ahead.
Moving out right away with the dogs, which is always nice.
Yep. Right now, the East team, Team Nukem, is an all-Soviet composition, so they're going to go run out right away with scout dogs, trying to look around, maybe pick off a couple early infantry units. See here in the southwest, we have a dog managed to scout out the southeast base of Lav, who went for the ore refinery opening, which is a bit interesting. And in the northwest, a couple of dogs hanging out. Oh, managed to take out one of Scott's units right there. Looks like it's a dog v dog fight up there. Here comes the infantry to reload. Takes out the first dog. And right now, a lot of information currently being gathered by Team Nukem right here. So just currently going through the individual views right here. In comparison to Team Scott, Team Nukem has gotten a lot of intel, sort of managed to get a crossways look into both of the bases, and they'll be able to utilize that to sort of get an idea of sort of the basic strategies that Team 1's using at the moment. Not a very aggressive build out of either team right at this very point, but a little bit of conflict happening in the northeast. Don B was coming under initial attack, but was able to ward off. Not quite. He got a couple of units lost there, but now he's just got this one veteran infantry unit from Scott coming in, trying to take him out. Nope, gets him down. So let's take a look at this map right here. I'm noticing there's a couple of oil derricks in the middle, the inside. Why don't we talk about the infantry, how we make those oil derricks work?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Looking at this map, I'm guessing that center... I'm not sure. I'm split between if the center will be a popular choke point or if people will just want the resources in here. I've seen Scott play, so I think it's going to be a quick game. He's completely ignoring the derricks, so let's see how this goes.
Yeah, right now it looks like we're about to get a couple of flashpoints right here. Lav was sending out a couple engineers to try to capture the southernmost oil derrick, but he's about to run headlong into an infantry rush for Smilex. Sort of scouting around. Looks like Smilex is just gonna hang out here. He's gonna deny these Engies real quick, and bam! Down goes both Engies, down goes the infantryman, and Lav better start putting something together, because otherwise he's gonna get cheesed right here with this infantry rush.
Scott going for the yaks right at the start of the game. That's always nice to see. But Lav over here is getting eaten by these rocket troops.
He's going to get taken out real quick right here because he's got pretty much nothing going. He only had that pillbox there real quick. He's got a couple of veteran units right there, so that could be a key factor. One of the infantry units is a full veteran with the 1 star.
That is why you spread your grenadiers out from everyone else, is that you kill one of them and they explode.
Yep, one of those little units, you can take them out and they cause a little bit of splash damage, so if you get a nice little chain reaction going, it's going to be a bad day for your infantry.
Oh yeah, Scott did actually end up going for that oil derrick. Just sort of poking at Scott, not really doing anything too big right now, although he's getting that V2 up there, so I don't know.
He's got a couple.
Pretty calm at them.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 yaks going, Scott, so he's going to try to do a little bit of scouting right here. He wants to see what Don B is going to do right here in this build. He's going to go straight after one of the oil refineries, gets a lot of damage down on that. If he can get this V2 into position, maybe take a shot at it, he might be able to get this oil refinery down. And bam! Down it goes right away.
And that's why yak spam wins.
Yeah, pretty much it wins most games. Now he's going to be looking for the second oil refinery. Now he's actually going to take out a power plant right away. He's going to target the second oil refinery right here, which is going to leave Don B in a major bind if he gets it taken down. Taking a look at the basic statistics right now, Don B only has about $2,700 in reserve. So if he loses that oil refinery in a hurry, he's going to be hurting for cash, and it'll split up into a 1v1. Although it looks like Laugh was able to rebuild. I'm not sure what happened here, if Smilex just withdrew, or if Laugh was able to manage to push off the attack.
I honestly think that I've seen Smilex play before, and he seems to have a little bit less of a aggressive approach. He seems to go for a steamroller type of assault, where he builds up an army and then moves out, rather than sending little rushes and then having a couple sending scouts more than rushes. But
right, and now we see Smiley starting to push into Lab's units. Lab is able to get units in position with Southern Oil Derricks. Now it's just a matter of microwaving your units around, but it's going mostly in favor of Smiley. Those APCs are very well armed for a infantry weapon. Brings in the V2 and is just going to clean this up. Lab might have a problem here. He's going to bring in a medium tank right here, trying to take out one of these APCs right away, but now he's going to eat a bunch of rockets. Spam. Gets a big hit taken by the V2. He's going to get micro down very quickly. Lab trying to get something going here. He was able to get the one APC down, gets the second APC down, which is going to turn the battle in favor if he can get some infantry in, because otherwise these medium tanks are just going to be sitting ducks.
The artillery coming up should clean it up.
Should be, if he get it into position in a hurry. He's got to withdraw his medium tank right here. Here comes the first artillery shell. Bam! Takes out half of the force pretty much right there.
And it looks like Scott lost all of his yaks, except for one of them.
Must have
run into that Sam.
Looking for the Sam right now. Yeah, it's up, and it looks like it's turned, but it's currently powered down right now, trying to conserve power right here because he's got a power plant heavily damaged right here. So probably a combination of the rocket soldiers and the SAM site right there, just able to take out most of the yaks, and now Scott's just sort of flinging units helplessly against a large infantry force from Don B. Meantime, in the south, we have a counter push right here. Infantry and heavy tanks along with a V2 coming into play. Artillery manages to land a good shot on the V2. It could go down right here at this very point. Bam! It goes down. Meanwhile, Lav is trying to capture the oil derrick. That doesn't work. Gets denied, losing the engineer. And I notice in the east side, as we get a little bit of lag right here, Don B has taken a second base at the moment, so he's expanding to the full east side. That's going to be very key to resource management, as Scott has also taken a second. So both sides able to clean house at the moment. So now I guess we're gonna see a bit of a period where both sides will feed, try to build up their armies.
It's amazing how Don B took that yak spam from Scott and managed to turn it around with just that one SAM site.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, SAMs are very dangerous to deal with on for air units, because it can spit out several rockets at the same time. So they're able to pretty much bring down anything.
Anti-air seems to be much easier to do in Red Alert than it is in Tiberian Dawn. In the case of Tiberian Dawn's SAM site, it's nearly useless if you're doing a little bit, even just a little bit of micro. You take your Apaches or Orcas, do your strike, and move out, and the rockets won't even hit you. So it's nice to see that they balanced out the power of air in this.
Yeah, because at the moment, Scott does have a MiG online covering his eastern flank, brings up a second one. One is a little bit lit at the moment, it's not half health, so might have to bring in a supply, might have to land at the service depot. So at the moment, it's a bit of an expansion fest going on. I'm looking at the middle, and I see Lav has actually managed to capture both the middle oil derricks. That's going to be very good for his economy right now, as he's able to get $100 every few seconds from each of those derricks, and I believe he has 2, so he's going to get a lot of cash very quickly. Taking a look at the economy at the moment, for team number 1, Team Scott, it's they're over $4,000 earned a minute for both of them, while on Team 2, Smilex is sort of lagging behind at just $2,500 compared to Don B's $4,700. I'm just looking through some of the other stats right now. At the moment, Team Scott has control over most of the map. Each of them holds about 50% apiece, while Smilex is sort of just hiding out in the back. Smilex is just taking a second right here. So at this particular point, sort of in the mid game where both teams are starting to go for tech structures, what do you focus on right here? Do you just start spamming units, or what would be your preferred strategy right here?
Honestly, I'm not really used to mid game. I usually go for a late game win or an early game win. So it looks like we've got a missile silo by Scott.
Okay, yeah, looks like both Scott and Lav have both taken a missile silo right here. Right now, Lav has also brought up his Allied Tech Center. That's going to allow him to access the Allied exclusive technology of the GPS satellite, which in this case would allow for some basic information about the enemy base. Being able to see, and looks like there's a bunch of MiGs that have just struck a harvester on Don B's front. I don't see any more harvesters for Don B in the north base, at least, so the north base is getting hammered.
Well, he doesn't actually have a lot to gain from that refinery in the north base. After all, he's only got one patch of full ore, and then he's got that little well right there. At the most, I would probably just keep that one harvester, but I would probably just end up selling that refinery, moving down to middle, and collecting as much as you can down there. Because right now, what's his name? Sorry, Lav has control over the middle, which means he can do a rush at any time here.
Yeah,
it's just a question of building up his force.
Yeah, but right now he just made a rush right now. He was able to take out one of Smilex's harvesters right here, but he loses a couple of tanks in the process. He's going to try to push and take out this refinery. Major conflict right now as we get a little bit of lag spike. A bunch of units
and the Tanya and the medium tanks coming up from the south to attack Smilex as well. I think this will end this base here.
Yeah, this base is going to go down for sure, because there's also the flanking maneuver. As the Tanya unit is bringing in, he's going to try to take out this MCV right here. Actually, just flat sells it instead of trying to move it. And there goes Smilex's second base, pretty much. Just one little yak left trying to clean with the mess. So at the moment, it's just really doing some recon. And it looks like this is going very heavily in Team Scott's favor right here. Keep going.
I just thought I saw clipping units for a second.
It's possible they're just trying to cross into the diagonals, but this is a major push by Lav, and they're going to go all the way. Looks like Tanya's going to go take out this one building right here with C4. Sells it in time, but still, that's the loss of a power unit, and this might be a GG kind of situation, because this is...
Whoa, we completely missed this. Don B just sent a bunch of heavy tanks into the back of Scott's base through a naval transport.
Oh, that's a very sneaky play. So that's gonna force Scott to back up and try to micro two fronts at once if he's helping this push. Because actually, it's just this one push right here because Scott's actually withdrawing about 5 infantry back to try to cover this heavy assault. And it sounds like Tanya just went down. So in the meantime, it's a 2-push situation. We got this main front by Lav pushing into Don B's base while Don B is desperately trying to do some damage to Scott over here in the west. As the Tesla coil comes up for Scott, he's probably going to wipe out the rest of these heavies because there's only 2 damaged tanks and 2 healthy ones. It's going to focus it down right away, not before losing another tank. And it looks like Scott may have the situation under control, but this one Yak comes in, doesn't get a whole lot. Scott didn't get a whole lot with that one V2 right there. And it looks like Smilex in the east is finally sending some reinforcements up to Don B's way, trying to force Lav's units to go into the main base of Don B.
Oh, Don B's out of power.
Ooh, yeah. Lights are out, nobody's home, so he's going to have to sell off as many units as he can to try to get the lights back on, because if you lose power, you're going to lose production speed right here. And it looks like he's going to get this one heavy tank in just before the war factory goes down, but he's going to lose it right away. They might be able to hold off this push, but I'm worried about this one expert infantry that's just going to be able to cause all kinds of damage, but he goes down straight away. That's a very successful push by Lav right there. And it looks like on the west side, we have Don B just has this one little infantry guy left that might have bailed out of one of the tanks, just poking away at the ore refinery. It's not going to be much of a hassle. So right now, action sort of split down the middle right here. A couple of units pushing north for Lav, trying to hold off this counter push. Here comes an artillery shell. Takes out about half his infantry right there. So right now, it's scattered pretty much all over the field. Let's take a look at the map for Team number 1 right here. It doesn't look like... Looks like Lav is still waiting on his UBS LA, but that doesn't seem to matter much at the moment. He's got most of the map looked at. I'm going to take a quick look into the combat. Team 2 is getting hammered right now. Don B has lost about 14 buildings so far already.
A little push to the south by Smilex. Let's see how he does.
He's gonna take out this forward hold right here. This old Derek that is sitting out here is not gonna go very quietly. Whose NG is this? That's Lulz. Okay. NG goes down for Lav, and there's not a whole lot out here to protect with. There's just this one pillbox and the AA gun. Unfortunately, there's no air units, so that the AA gun is effectively useless in this case. Lav's construction yard can actually reach out to the base, and he loses his ally tech yard, so no GPS satellite for you right here.
I'm not sure if Lav is AFK at the moment or what, because he's got 10,000 in his stores right now. Oh, he's producing a little bit, but he's building, but it doesn't seem to do too fast.
Yeah. I'm looking at his support powers right here. He does show a chronosphere is active. That could be an interesting pick play, but there's nothing really to use that chrono on. There's no units or anything really. Only main action right now is in the south. Whoops, sorry.
Sorry, I was clearing my throat.
Ah, it's okay. Just noticing in the south that Smilex has taken out the southernmost oil derrick, so that's going to stop producing resources for anybody. And it's just this one medium tank holding the fort desperately. Gets wiped out, focus fire down. And I don't see anything in the way of units for Lav. Like you said, he's producing a little bit, but not a whole lot at this moment.
He needs to get that barracks rolling if he wants.
Let's take a look at his
defense
economy.
Here.
Yeah, he's got a ton of unspent cash. I don't know why he's not just spamming infantry like crazy at the moment, because otherwise he's now forcing Scott to try to come in and help.
Ripley here, worried about that leg.
Yeah. In case you don't know, OpenRA uses a synchronous system where everybody has to stay in lockstep. Otherwise, if one person lags, then it stops the match for pretty much everyone at the moment. Looks like this push was able to successfully hold off with a couple of artillery and a little support from Scott, but that's a lot of damage taken. Hearing some combat around the map. Looks like Don B is taking out the middle north oil derrick and is starting to focus down a couple of Scott's ore refineries. Pretty much the last bit of ore is in the middle of the map, so this is going to be a huge blow to Scott if he loses any more ore refineries right here. He's able to get a couple of units down by a squishing. These ore miners are unguarded, and it's going to be a problem.
Airstrike coming in, making quick work of just about everything like normal.
That's usually how it works. Once the air units come in, it'll do a lot of damage real quick. Scott wasted a couple of V2 rockets on a single infantry unit that allows it to get exposed, and it gets taken down right away by one little yak. But meanwhile, the mid is a mess. I mean, there's husks of ore harvesters everywhere. But at the moment, the clock is ticking slowly but surely. It's a little hard to see in the north, the top left corner, but there's an atom bomb set up by Scott. It's just got a minute 37 left on the clock, and that will do some massive damage if that countdown gets all the way in.
So yeah, it seems like they went for construction rather than mass unit production. Scott's got his air, but pretty calm right now.
Yeah, at the moment, the only action I'm going to see here in a little bit is there's a smoke grenade down inside of Lab's base that indicates that there's going to be some paratroopers on the way right here in a little bit as soon as the airplane reaches it. You can see it right here flying in right now. A couple of anti-air shots being taken on it. Is it going to make it in? It's smoking pretty heavily. Oh, and it went down. Not gonna happen today.
And the Hinds go and take out a power plant for Don B. Or Don B's power plant.
Okay, yep, I see. Yep, he's also taking shots at the barracks. Scott comes in, takes out the Tesla coil. That's gonna open up the west side of Don B's base. Take a look at his...
I was saying it was calm, and it was sort of calm before the storm. If you look at it here, it turns out that Smilex and Don B really don't have much money.
Yeah, Don B just surrendered. He was basically out of cash right there, and had to surrender, pretty much. That's going to leave Smilex all alone, and I imagine he'll surrender shortly. It's just 17 minutes into this match.
Nice quick games, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah.
Well,
it depends. I would rather have a well-played long game than a terribly played short game, I suppose.
Yeah. Exactly, and here comes the final push. Smilex pretty much also calling GG's right there, and that's going to be the match right there for Team Scott. So there you go.
Try not to knock my mic off. And my favorite unit, the Tesla tank, just sitting there at the end. Well,
yep,
I'm not sure if...
Yeah, Scott was pretty much getting ready for an endgame right there, but it was a quick dash right there at the very end.
I'm not sure if it's the Tesla tank that's my favorite, or the Chrono Rush with Mad Tanks / demo trucks.
Yeah,
that's always me.
Yeah, my personal favorite in pubs is, since I only play allies, I always love to get a Chronosphere up, and then if the opponent has an atom bomb going, I'll just Chrono in a bunch of medium tanks and just wipe that thing out. That's usually enough to piss them off, but that's the match right there. So we're going to go...
Battle control.